This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Mountain Shootout. Resuming the action here at EA Sports, let's go out to the 7th hole and pick up with our featured golfer. Frank, nothing spectacular to this point in the first round. What does the player need to do just to kind of generate some momentum?
I actually think they're playing all right, Rich. It's just, compared to the top of the leaderboard, you start to think, well, maybe they're struggling. But there's ebbs and flows in this game. At the moment, it's just sort of almost like a holding pattern. But it's time to change that.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Birdie will send him to 1 under on the leaderboard. Frank, you like this kind of design feature where you go from the longest hole in the course immediately to the shortest hole?
Certainly, golf giveth and golf taketh away. This is just minimally uphill, just a couple of feet, but you can see from the overview the design of the green. When that flag's on the right, it's a little bit of a longer carry, so just be a little cognizant of that. You don't have to hit it directly at the flag.
How'd you like that strike?
That was top of the tree.
Frankie's going for 2 birdies in a row.
If he can knock this one in, then that's certainly going to help the confidence.
That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Just a couple of feet. Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. So we'll round out the front side here at Banff Springs with a par 5 and reasonably short at only 501 yards.
So very reachable because of that yardage that you just referenced. Hole bends a little bit to the right. You can favor the left side with a tee shot. It's just going to make that angle on the second a little bit easier.
Excellent looking shot here. Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. Frank, as we get set now for this second shot to the par 5 ninth, what are the options for the player?
The biggest thing to take into account, Rich, is just that the general terrain in front, because you can always use that to your advantage. I know the green pitches from left to right. You've got 2 choices. Just sort of aim it a little bit left, let it kick down the hill, or just try and sort of turn it back towards the flag.
And into the thicker stuff.
Let's see if he can bludgeon this one out.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. You get the sense now with that birdie that our young star, so explosive, is setting himself up for a big weekend run. He's hit the green, but his work is by no means finished. A difficult putt coming up from about 25 feet. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Could it be?
Normally, you'd be happy to take two from there. What's one going to feel like? Great putt.
That's the end of round one, and we saw a lot of good golf out there today, Frank.
And it was a bonus to anyone that got off to a good start today.
EA Sports is proud to present today's PGA Tour coverage. It's second round coverage of the Mountain Shootout. And now we go down to the first hole. Getting ready to tee off, coming off a solid first round. Let's see if our featured golfer can conjure up some of that magic here in round number two, Frank. Frank, now the second shot here at the par 4 opening hole. What are we looking at?
Well, with a short iron in hand, Rich, I mean, you just go flag hunting straight out of the gate. It's a generous green.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. What a nice shot. Right on the green and a pretty easy putt on the way. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Well, at last, a birdie. Frank, how about the par 3 second hole?
The first of 5 par 3s the players will play today, Rich. This one's surrounded by bunkers, but certainly one of the shorter par 3s. So with a good tee shot here, you can imagine you could easily get a putt inside 10 to 15 feet for birdie.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. This requires a lot of speed through the ball. Pretty good shot right there. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Solid par. Frank, plenty of scoring opportunities in the early portion of this golf course. We're now at a par 5, the third hole, and it's only 528 yards.
You can see why we're going to see a lot of people perhaps being 3 under through the first 3 holes, Rich. This par 5 bending to the right, very reachable. You just keep that tee shot nice and high off the tee. Let it carry as far as possible.
Beautiful looking shot right here. Right where they were aiming, in the fairway.
Second shot.
Missed that one, and it is going towards the rough. And a chance for eagle after that perfectly played shot. This one measures out to 15 feet.
Finally, something happens that's good.
That's a nice shot right there. Frank, it's always fun to play a par 3 just like this one.
The ball's going to go further. Obviously, get to tee it up. Should be able to carry that water. That's really the only problem for the player in front. But once again, another good chance for a birdie.
192-yard par 3 fourth. This has been a great performance so far, but Frank, a long ways to go. Do you ever worry about complacency?
Yeah, sometimes it just looks like it's too easy. At the moment, the putts are going in, the iron shots are going close enough, but some things, they don't happen by accident. He's got to still keep concentrating right now.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
That was like Usain Bolt, Frank, right through the tape.
Yeah, that first step, that was never going to stop.
Either misjudged the win or simply just pulled the wrong club, Frank.
Going to take some skill now.
Frank, this has been an absolute mess today and all week long.
You said it best.
Well, again, Frank, we get that good mix of holes here. We've had a couple of par threes, a short par five, and that opening par four. Now at the fifth hole, 424-yard par four.
The first bunker on the right, not really in play for the good players. Just be a little cognizant of that one on the left side, depending on what club you want to hit off the tee. Ideally, that line is the third bunker, the one in the distance. That's a good line off the tee here.
Not on the fairway here. This could be a tough shot coming up next. Ends up in the first cut, and he'll have a pretty good look at the whole location from here. Good looking shot right here. Birdie try up next. Par yesterday. Now for birdie. Suddenly a ray of sunshine with that birdie.
There is hope. Down the top 25.
So 2 rounds in the books. Frank, that was fun.
It certainly was. It bodes well for the weekend. Saw a lot of good players that seem to actually have a good fit for this golf course. That bodes well for the next 36 holes.
This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming your way. Today it's live third round coverage of the Mountain Shootout. Getting ready to start the back nine here at Banff Springs. And Frank, you better be ready on this 10th tee. This requires a good shot.
Even though the hole looks like it bends towards the right, the best access to this hole is actually a little draw off that tee. That's the direction of the green, so a nice high draw in here. Should be safely on deck.
On the green and looking at a birdie opportunity. Made par yesterday, this one for birdie. Frank, that's what you want to do. Good lag putt.
Yeah, they can't all go in.
This from 7 feet. Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. On the tee here at the 11th hole, 417-yard par 4. Is this a drive you like to hit, Frank?
It certainly is, Rich, but it's a little narrower than what your eye first sees. And the reason why, there's a tree sort of another 40, 50 yards down the right side past that bunker. So if you hog that right side, that tree can become a little bit of a problem for the second shot.
That was just a beautiful drive and hit it solid and right in the middle. Frank's second shot here at 11 is pretty short, but it can be tricky.
It can. The various different levels. The highest point on the green is that back left. It does roll down to that right side, and then, of course, there's the front portion in the middle. So you've got to be just cognizant of trying to fly the ball the right distance. But when that flag is in the back left, to err a little on the left side, not such a bad thing.
Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Locked in on the read and the speed. Those keep the round going, those par putts. Here at the 12th, par 4, 442 yards. Frank, what's ahead?
This one's called Big Boat. Hole's certainly a lot longer than the 10th hole, which is Little Boat. Dog legs to the player's right, a couple of bunkers down the left side. That first bunker on the left shouldn't be too much of a problem to carry. But once again, even though the hole bends to the right, you'd like to be down the opposite side of the fairway, which is the left.
Frank, another scoring opportunity here with this second shot at the 12th.
There certainly is. Even when they stick the flag all the way in the back, which is the hardest hole location, you can still get at it with a short club. A nice sort of rolling, gentle terrain on this green, so chances are you're going to have a putt with a little bit of break in it.
Oh, it looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
But a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
So he didn't hit the green in regulation, but he still has a reasonably good chance to save his par, about 10 feet away. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Continues to putt beautifully. Well, this is a good hole right here. Par 3, 225 yard, 13th. Frank, what do you think?
Well, it's called sulfur. I can't remember what element that is on a periodic table, but hardest thing here is not to figure that out, but figure out what club you're going to use. Just a fraction downhill, just over 200 yards. It does narrow up when they start to stick the flag in the back, but there's a nice fat target there, sort of those first 2/3 of the green.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. And he's made the green. "21 feet from pay dirt." That is a painful miss right there. And a bogey. Drop shot here at the 13th. And getting ready for the putt. And that's a bogey. Frank, this par 4 14th hole at about 440 yards will test you all the way up to that green, won't it?
It certainly will. It just looks like you should bash it over those bunkers down the left side, but the green pitches from left to right. So the best access is actually down the right side, coming in from that sort of right line. So don't be fooled here. Long and straight.
That's how you do it.
Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards.
Frank, it's always nice to play good golf, but it's just as special to be somewhere where you realize how fortunate we all are to be able to enjoy God's green earth. I mean, this is just an amazing spot.
Well, I know our game's seasonal, Rich, but it amazes me. This is a whole area completely under snow in the winter. And then, you know, once the sun comes out, the snow starts to thaw out. You're left with this beautiful golf course just in amongst nature. And you can still be competitive with it. So you can be sort of smelling the roses, as we would say, and still testing your own talents.
Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th.
It's that sneaky distance.
This is a pretty good performance right here. 6 under for the tournament. Don't forget the final round comes your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, so long for now. presented by Sports in association with the PGA Tour. Today it's live final round coverage of the Mountain Shootout. Frank, looking out here on the 15th hole, this looks like a spot where you could really crank one that you could tell your buddies about.
It's another hole that suits a player that hits the ball right to left. It's no surprise to see why Rory McIlroy plays well around here. Nice, big, high, towering draw. It's going to go that extra yardage because of the elevation.
Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway. Frank, I'm always fascinated by the way professionals approach the game and how different it is from us amateurs. You're not just standing up and hitting a shot and hoping to catch it on the middle of the face. You're thinking about lower high, left to right, or right to left.
Yeah, there's two schools of thought, really. You're either moving the shot away from something or towards something. So this is a great example here. You could be moving the ball away from the left side of the green, but closer towards the flag.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Birdie try up next. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Just a beautiful roll there.
Oh, that's like stealing.
Moving on to number 16 now. It's a par 4, 414 yards. And Frank, what are we looking at here?
It's another hole that'll favor a nice sort of high draw off the tee. It'll set up that second shot to a green that has got several different levels on it.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Now to the second shot here at the 16th, and Frank, what's ahead?
Minimally uphill, but it actually plays uphill. The reason why is because all that front section of the green rolls back towards the player. So you've got to carry the ball all the way to the flag.
That will be a great look at birdie. Settles in over the putt. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
So a tester from 4 feet. They'll take it. That's a par. Just 2 holes left here at Banff Springs, and Frank, another par for this one, short, 374 yards.
It is. It's named Sarcee, which is a tribute to the Indian tribes here and the First Nations of Canada. So just think about that when you're teeing it off here on what is not an overly difficult par 4.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
So it was a conservative play off the tee. What are we looking at now on this approach shot here at 17, Frank?
Well, the reason why you play a conservative tee shot is so that you can go directly at the flag, and that's exactly what you have here. It's just all about yardage. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. Par yesterday, now for birdie. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Good putt. Well, here we are at the final hole here at Banff Springs, 578-yard par 5, and Frank, a chance to finish the round with a flourish.
If you're one of the fortunate to hit this fairway, it's very reachable, but well protected by bunkers, left, right, central bunkers as well. You really have to be aware of two things, the wind direction and exactly how far you can carry that tee shot if you want to find this fairway.
Good tee shot right in the short grass.
Second shot.
Frank, this is a shot any player would love to have. Trying to finish off a round, par 5 18th. What are we looking at?
Well, half the job's done with that tee shot, which was just tremendous, Rich. Now, you know, really is a big opportunity. If you can just sort of flush that second shot, this is a big green. I mean, good chance coming up ahead here for eagle, at least a birdie.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Frank, where is that thing?
Yeah, thank God for small mercies.
So that concludes the final round here at this spectacular setting. Frank, final thoughts on the tournament?
Rich, I thought this was really a fantastic venue that challenged the players, and we saw some exciting golf out there all across the board.
EA Sports and the PGA of America are proud to present opening round coverage of the PGA Championship. This one checking in at 150 yards. Back to the action here at the 12th. It is a par 3, and Frank, a little bit of a breather, at least in terms of yardage.
Well, that's about it, because this green is one of the most undulating on the golf course. I doubt there's a flat spot on this green. Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough. So off the tee here at the par 3, not his best stuff, but still a chance to make the 3.
Yeah, that was a poor miss off the tee. Let's see if he can redeem himself.
Ends up in the first cut, and he'll have a pretty good look at the whole location from here. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Locked in on the read and the speed. Still playing even for the day after the par. Coverage continues at EA Sports. Let's go out now to our featured golfer at the 13th. As we check in on this early round action, we join our featured golfer, already playing well to this point. Couple of low numbers on the scorecard.
Yeah, it looks very good. Good swings out there and some good putting as well.
Frank, couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up. Got to be careful here. Downhill, he's got to time it good because your weight's a little bit more on your front foot.
Frank, there really is nothing in America quite like Whistling Straits when you consider that it looks like an old seaside links course, and yet it's in the middle of America. It's in Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece of landscaping there that wraps around Lake Michigan, so that's what gives it that links-like feel. But then it took a genius of an architect to build in 18 phenomenal holes that match the environment.
And that one lands in the first cut, Frank.
Interesting choice coming ahead here. It'll be interesting to see how he reads this lie.
He'll need to be strong with this. Solid play, heart of the green. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Frank, this game will drive you crazy.
Yeah, you can do so many things right, and then just something so simple, completely wrong.
Just a couple of feet. Putt drops. Now at 1 over par. Now to the par 4 14th. It is a dogleg left, about 396 yards.
Yeah, it really narrows up around that 300-yard mark. So this is another hole, really, where you don't need a driver. But somehow you've got to get that ball in the fairway. Remember, 250 yards, only leaves 145 in.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Pretty good tee shot, Frank, down that right portion. Size up this approach now.
Another green that's slightly raised and protected, really, in all 360 degrees around this green. So even though it's a short iron, it has to be well struck to make that ball land softly.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good looking birdie.
It's at sneaky distance.
Who knows? It is a 4-round tournament, setting himself up for a good weekend, maybe a great one. Young star makes his birdie. The 15th now, and a 503-yard par 4 here at Whistling Straits.
Well, it's certainly beautiful to look at, but tough to play. Bunkered once again, left and right, but it's a hole that you have to hit a driver down here, just purely because of the length of the hole.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
And from the fairway for his second shot here. That's one of the more depressing sights in golf. You hit a good one, and then it just sucks back too much spin off the green.
Rich, with a lie like that on the rough, you're going to get too much grass between club face and ball. You're going to have to adjust for that and at least take a club or two more.
Well, the stats say that is a green hit in regulation, but it's not yet a par on the card. Very tough putt coming up. Struggling a bit with the flat stick and a drop shot here at the 15th hole. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better. Even par currently.
So, 2 over par for the round. Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. So long for now. EA Sports and the PGA of America are proud to present second round coverage of the PGA Championship. Welcome back to the PGA Championship here at Whistling Straits. Ball is teed up here at the 10th. We are set to get it going on the back nine.
There's a bunker that you can see that's about 260 yards in the middle of fairway. You can easily carry that in line with another one that's about 330 yards. That just sets up a relatively straightforward pitch.
So that sets up a tougher second shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough. I'm thinking this is about 110 yards, Frank. Early part of this back nine and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie.
Really? This is an awkward length.
Frank, we haven't seen a whole lot of that, but no doubt it feels good. Well, Frank, the 11th here at Whistling Straits is a monster par 5. They call it sandbox, but it is not exactly child's play, is it?
No, I can't actually count the number of bunkers on this hole. Plus, it's a dogleg to the right. 645 yards. I don't care whichever way you cut it down. That's going to be 3 good shots. It forces you to hit driver off this tee.
Excellent drive, Frank. Right where you want to be. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Frank, this is a huge par 5. How reachable is it?
Well, probably chances of getting home there, you're going to need something around the 340-yard mark off the tee. If you've done that, well, one thing to be aware of is that huge bunker, that huge deep bunker short left of this green.
It is a windy day out here, Frank. My hat just blew off. This is going to affect the player's shots, that's for sure. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Settles in over the putt. Man,
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Been a little too much of that, Frank. Just sort of ho-hum pars. Back to the action here at the 12th. It is a par 3, and Frank, a little bit of a breather, at least in terms of yardage.
Well, that's about it, because this green is one of the most undulating on the golf course. I doubt there's a flat spot on this green.
Well, this is the kind of wind that separates the great players from the average players. You really have to be strong to handle these kinds of winds. Well, no other way to say it, Frank. That's just an awful shot.
Bad.
Strong wind here early in the round. That will be a 3 over on the scorecard for this hole. Time to pick up and move on. Frank, here at the 13th, a lot can happen.
Just a gentle dogleg to the right, or at least the hole moves to the right, plus the slope of the fairway. So you've got to aim left of center.
Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
Ja, habe ich gemacht. Hallo, Dennis. Ja, habe ich gemacht, alles, aber ging nichts mehr. Ich bin auf jeden Fall besser geworden, aber ich bin noch weit entfernt. Also von der Spitze her bin ich noch weit entfernt, aber es macht Spaß. Ich möchte seit gar nicht so viel sagen, weil ich schwitze mit dem Headset schon wieder, der Wahnsinn da. Ja, wo ist jetzt der blaue Strich? Jetzt habe ich da mal einen blauen Strich gemacht, das ist doch zum Kotzen, das ist geil. Da. Wahnsinn da. Ist ja das Ding ein Bug oder was?
Frank, for players looking to improve their putting, what are some of the training methods they can use?
I think speed is always is a good one when you get on the putting green, and you just practice trying to putt inside that 3-foot circle, because in the end all sports are the same. You're trying to focus in on the destination where that ball has to be delivered. Whether
Das ging in die Hose. Ja, danke. Aber ich bin nicht gut genug. Man sieht es ja von der Spitze her. Ich bin ja wieder tief gefallen. Ne? Also, ja, es reicht noch nicht aus. Aber es macht Spaß. Solange ich oben bin, ist egal, ob ich jetzt Erster bin oder Achter. Das Wichtige ist immer eigentlich oben bei 0 bis 50, so in diesem Dreh rum möchte ich mich aufhalten. Ich stech's, Alter. Ja, ich möchte es nicht so viel sagen, weil ich sage jetzt nur was, wenn du was fragst, okay? Weil ich schwitze jetzt wieder wie der Ochse, muss man jetzt wieder...
EA Sports, the PGA of America, are proud to present second round coverage of the PGA Championship. Major championships are where the world's best golfers rise to the occasion, trying to etch their names into the record books. Today, we will see which golfer grabs the spotlight.
Ja, die Gesamtwertung, aber das sehe ich ja ganz schön alt aus, ne? Die Gesamtwertung.
Here at Whistling Straits Scenic Golf Course, playing host to all the action.
Airy tee shot here, Rich, but going to have to muscle this one out of the rough.
Here now the second shot. It's 120 yards. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
No. Okay, good shot on the dance floor.
Ja,
Shouldn't be a
viel
problem
Glück
here,
auf
but
jeden
not a
Fall,
formality either.
Dennis.
That's good work. That's a good par right there. We're now at the 11th hole, and this is a huge par 5. 645 yards, Frank, that's a biggie.
And plus this hole bends to the right, which sort of makes you think that you can hit it down the right side. But if you miss down the right, there's just a multitude of bunkers that'll swallow up that ball, and you're nearly guaranteed to make at least 6.
Ja, da habe ich einiges vor dir, Dennis. Ich steck's geil.
And now the second shot here at this par 5. Setting up for an approach shot here. Good swing, good shot yet again. And it makes the green in regulation. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Kind of a tricky read. Getting set now over the putt.
Really solid stroke.
Frank, the previous hole we took out the sledgehammer. Now at the 12th, we'll need a scalpel, it looks like.
Yeah, at 163 yards, you wouldn't think it's very long, but really the problem is the green. You can pitch the ball in the middle of this green and still it can kick over. So be very, very aware of the mounding and the undulations on this green. In the direction of the sand.
And looks like it. And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
And he's made it onto the green now. So after all that, it's a bogey. Thirteenth hole now, and by the looks of this one, Frank, if you were right off the tee, things could go horribly wrong.
Massive drop-offs and bunkers to the right. Doubtfully you'd ever get a good lie if you missed this fairway on the right. So, flip side, keep the ball down the left.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that. Got to be careful here. Downhill, he's got to time it good because your weight's a little bit more on your front foot. This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. That's a bit offline in the rough. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. So they'll tap in. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
Now to the par 4 14th. It is a dogleg left, about 396 yards.
Yeah, it really narrows up around that 300-yard mark. So this is another hole, really, where you don't need a driver. But somehow you've got to get that ball in the fairway. Remember, 250 yards only leaves 145 in.
Pretty good tee shot, Frank, down that right portion. Size up this approach now.
Another green that's slightly raised and protected, really, in all 360 degrees around this green. So even though it's a short iron, it has to be well struck to make that ball land softly. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it. I mean, this skill and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. So another bogey on the scorecard. And Frank, what happened this week?
I think it's a week to forget, Rich.
The 15th now, and a 503-yard par 4 here at Whistling Straits.
Well, it's certainly beautiful to look at, but tough to play. Bunkered once again, left and right. But it's a hole that you have to hit a driver down here, just purely because of the length of the hole.
Up with the big boys now, Frank.
Well, we saw that previous tee shot go 310. This one's further.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Sit down. Get down.
Oh, this is gone.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough. What does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Solid play, heart of the green. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Frank, that's a par, and onward we go. Frank, too many missed shots, and now a missed cut.
Yes, it's disappointing, but the experience gained from playing this course really will be invaluable. Now's the time, just pick your head up and move forward. There's always another week.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Charity Invitational. Our featured golfer has made it to the 13th hole. Let's pick up the action right there. As we check in on this early round action, we join our featured golfer, already playing well to this point. Couple of low numbers on the scorecard.
Yeah, it looks very good. Good swings out there and some good putting as well.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Second from an excellent lie. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
That's good work right there. Just a tap in. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Still playing even for the day after the par. Heading for home now, Frank, the par 3 14, just under 180 yards. What's the key here?
Well, it's rather narrow at the front there. There's 3 bunkers, but it's the second 2 that you really worry about that narrow the front of the screen up. Plus, the front is slightly raised, so ideally you want it to fly more towards the middle where it starts to widen up.
Well, that one didn't work out. It didn't look bad in the air. It hit the green, but didn't sit.
Yeah, it was never going to stop.
You can see why this player has been compared to a young Rory McIlroy. Featured golfer making birdie and now sitting comfortably inside that cut line. At the 15th, this par 4 is over 480 yards.
The key here really is the 3 bunkers, 2 on the left, 1 on the right. 260 yards gets you past that. If you find the fairway here, then you don't have to worry about the 3 bunkers that are short of this green. Ooh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
This, the second shot here at the par 4. Frank, obviously way too much club there.
You got to think something like that, or at least misread the wind. This is never going to sit down.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. He'll need to be strong with this. Frank, all of a sudden, another player to factor in on this leaderboard.
And things are starting to tighten up right now. You see where the next move comes from.
The back nine here at Royal Troon has only one par 5, and here it is, Frank.
At 542 yards, you'd think it's reachable, but that burn cuts in at 280 yards, so it means you have to lay back. But I remember back in 1997 playing alongside Tiger Woods, and he still managed to get it onto the green from behind the burn. That was some shot.
You knew at that point he was something special.
He certainly was. He then knocked it in from 40 feet for an eagle 3.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot.
This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. Just a bit offline and into the bunker. Looking to splash this softly onto the green. Bit surprising, misses the green in regulation here at the par 5.
Yeah, you'd think this is one of the easier holes on the golf course. So now just trying to avoid 6.
And with that birdie, moves to 3rd place. Frank, now to the hole they call Rabbit, 222-yard par 3.
I don't know why it's called Rabbit, because this is certainly some tough par 3. Green sits up a little bit. There's a big roll-off on the left side, well bunkered. This takes a brilliant long iron shot just to keep it on the green.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. It's a good looking putt right here. You might like it.
More than a bonus on the scorecard, that.
Frank, now the final hole, steeped in so much history. When you think about the legends of the game who have walked off this tee on their way to the claret jug, guys like Tom Watson, Arnold Palmer, Bobby Locke.
Yeah, if you've got a one-shot lead standing on this tee, somehow you have to avoid those 4 bunkers. 3 down the left, 1 down the right, with a strip of fairway in between.
They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee. Frank, obviously here at 18, you do not want to be long.
Yeah, err on the side of caution here. You're exactly right. You'd rather be 30 feet short of this flag than 30 feet over the back of the screen, because it might just be out of bounds.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. This one just requires a little bit of focus. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Just a couple of feet. Showing no signs of weakness. That's a good putt right there. Stays at 4 under.
Rich, in that great opportunity, name on top of the leaderboard. It is only round 1.
Good place to be. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today it's live second round coverage of the Charity Invitational. Frank, what happened to Jack Nicklaus here at the 11th hole back in 1962?
Yeah, that was his rookie year. He was actually looking at making 2 majors in a row. He just won the US Open. Came to the 10th hole, and, well, he made one more than 10, 11 to be precise. So you never know. If you make a 5 or a 6, that's not so bad when you consider what happened to Jack Nicklaus all the way back in 1962.
Be a little disappointed with that because it lands in the rough, and it appears to be fairly thick over there. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Those are painful from that distance.
Yeah, just another one added to the card. Big mistake.
So a tester from 4 feet. In for both. Back here at the 12th, and this is a hole that heads back towards the water. You might not see your tee shot land over the ridge in the middle of the fairway here, Frank, so what's the best strategy?
Well, it's called the fox, and you have to be cunning like a fox here. This one has a slight bend to the right, and a little like the previous hole, this is another fairway that certainly requires your best tee shot.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Early part of his back nine and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie.
It's at sneaky distance.
You hate to miss the short ones. Ouch. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Did the job right there. And now the tee shot here at the 472-yard par 4 13th.
A hole that bends to the right, ideally hit it down the left side, and then you're playing to a raised two-tiered green.
Can't ask for much more. Right in the fairway here at 13. Good lie in the fairway. A good chance to make something happen here. Well, Frank, the wind is really starting to pick up.
You've got to fixate on the direction now. If you get the direction wrong and or mistime one of those gusts, all sorts of problems.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. Solid play, heart of the green. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. That's a nice confidence builder right there. You make those for par, and you keep things steady. On the tee here at 14, it's another par 3, Frank.
You don't get caught looking at the front of the green. That's where it's at its most narrow. Ideally, something that pitches just into the top of that mound.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot.
And it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
No way! He pulled it, Frank.
Great pitch up.
Now at the 15th at Royal Troon Golf Club, 483-yard par 4. This, Frank, is one of the hardest holes in the course.
It's certainly a stout par 4 at that distance. If you're playing it into a head breeze, then 260 yards is certainly going to be a big tee shot. But 260 yards takes all the bunkers out of play. Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. In the thick stuff.
Thick, it's brutal out there.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Getting set now over the putt. That's how you maintain momentum. Make those putts for par. Frank, right where you want to be at the midway point of a tournament.
Yeah, you know your game's solid. The focus is more on the leader and that you can just go out and play. Excellent position to be in.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Charity Invitational. Frank, here at the 11th hole, what's the best line to take?
Got to take it over the middle of that course on the left side, so it doesn't look too inviting, but that's where the fairway is.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
The second shot now to the par 4.
Should be safely on deck.
That will be a great look at birdie. Birdie putt coming up. Had a bogey on this hole yesterday. Moves into the top 10 with that birdie. Back here on the bonny shores of Scotland at Royal Troon Golf Club with just a wee breeze, as they say over here, Frank. On the tee at the 12th.
Yeah, hole that bends to the right, gorse right and left. There's a bit of a mound and rough down the right side. That has to be avoided.
Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough. Missing it off the tee here. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish. But, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
No doubt they'll be happy with that shot. Well played. Different day, different hole. Made bogey yesterday. He'll do better this time, it looks like. Good birdie right there, moving to third place on the leaderboard. Frank, break down the par 4 13th for us.
Another par 4 that bends to the right. Lots of undulation on this fairway. This is the first of 6 straight holes that head in the direction of the clubhouse. Oh, I like that.
That one was struck solid, about 290. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Good looking shot right here. Good chance now after that approach shot for a birdie.
Oh, it was so precise coming in, and the measurement is 9 feet away.
Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. So one shot closer to the lead with that birdie. Heading for home now, Frank, the par 3 14th, just under 180 yards. What's the key here?
Well, it's rather narrow at the front there. There's 3 bunkers, but it's the second 2 that you really worry about that narrow the front of the green up. Plus, the front is slightly raised, so ideally you want it to fly it more towards the middle where it starts to widen up.
That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. "19 feet away." Frank, this is a player in full flight right now.
It looks too easy right now.
And that wraps up the 3rd round. Just one more to go before we crown our champion.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm looking at my crystal ball, Rich, but that champion that we see tomorrow might be the one just sitting at the leaderboard on top of it right now.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Charity Invitational. A stout 190 yards to the hole here. This is a good-looking shot.
Second shot.
That's how the best in the world play it, Frank.
Well, I feel a little lucky that it went in, but it was always going to be close.
Frank, now at the 15th, and how hard is this par 4?
The key really is to get the ball on the fairway here. Avoid those 3 bunkers, because this is one of the flattest greens on the golf course. Get the ball on the green here. Any putt's makeable.
Excellent looking shot here. They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee. Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special. Frank, the Open Championship will be played at Royal Troon in 2016. It was first played back in 1923. What was first prize then?
A mere 75 pounds, so that equates to about $150 US. And just to give you an idea, the last time they played there, Rich, was back in 2004 when Todd Hamilton beat Ernie Els. He got a whopping 720,000 pounds. That's right, nearly $1.5 million.
The money's nice, but every player would tell you, Frank, it is still all about that claret jug.
It is, and that's actually suited the Americans because since 1962, they've been to Troon 6 times, and 6 times the victor has been American.
Oh, a huge birdie right there, Frank.
Just one back now.
Frank, here's the only par 5 on the back 9 at Royal Troon.
You'd think at 542 yards it would be reachable, but the burn that cuts across really limits the tee shot to about 280 yards. So it's very much about placing that second shot in a good distance for your third.
In the 1997 Open Championship here at Royal Troon, you played with Tiger Woods in the 3rd round. What did he do at this 16th hole?
He hit a driver for his second shot into a head breeze from about 270 yards. Managed to get it on the green, then knocked it in from about 45 feet for eagle.
You knew he was something special back then, didn't you?
Yeah, he was the only one that even tried that shot.
Second shot coming up here at the par 5. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Wow, Frank, I did not expect that. An eagle. 17th here at Royal Troon. This is a very strong par 3, isn't it, Frank?
Well, if rabbits have teeth, then this is why it's called rabbit. Very, very strong par 3. Oh, this is right at it.
Safely aboard. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Frank, he might like this one. He might like... Oh, he's going to love it, Frank.
Oh, this is a huge putt. It's in.
Frank, now the final hole here at Royal Troon, and when you think about the legends who have made the walk toward the clubhouse and the claret jug, it really does give you a sense of where you're at. How about Arnold Palmer, Bobby Locke, Tom Watson, Tom Weiskopf? They've all made the walk on this final hole to the claret jug.
And they've all hit great tee shots, and that's really what you need here. There's a bunker for just about every distance you hit the ball. So there's 3 down the left. There's no other way around it but avoiding them. And there's 1 down the right if you try and play it too safe.
Frank, this is a hole, number 18, where you don't want to be in a hurry to get to the clubhouse.
Yeah, there's out of bounds just off the back of this green, so you might want to keep that in the back of your mind. Don't go long.
Yeah, OB is just steps from the clubhouse. That's an outstanding shot right there, and it sets up a really good look at birdie. To win the Charity Invitational. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. That has to feel so good. A big championship victory. Frank, now the final hole, steeped in so much history. When you think about the legends of the game who have walked off this tee on their way to the claret jug, guys like Tom Watson, Arnold Palmer, Bobby Locke.
Yeah, if you've got a one-shot lead standing on this tee, somehow you have to avoid those 4 bunkers. 3 down the left, 1 down the right, but a strip of fairway in between.
EA and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. It's the opening round of the Pittsburgh Invitational. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobila. We are back in the state of Pennsylvania getting set to kick off the round here at one of the great golf courses in the world, Oakmont Country Club. Frank, you're very familiar with it because you were right in the mix down the stretch at the 1994 U.S. Open right here at Oakmont.
And Rich, it's so good just to be back here. You know, there's so much history in Oakmont. It's been a host to so many prestigious tournaments in our sport, such as the U.S. Amateur, the U.S. Open, the Women's U.S. Open, and the PGA Championship. It's just one of the true gems on the golf landscape.
That is massive off the tee.
Meters, yards, I don't care how you measure that. That's got to be what? 300 meters, 325 yards, something like that.
Okay, the second shot now at this par 5. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. This requires a lot of speed through the ball. Frank in a bit of trouble here at the par 5, missing the green on that third shot.
Yeah, just battling to make par. And this is going to be difficult.
Frank, you always talk about it not compounding the error, but here again, another shot from the rough.
Yeah, if you try again.
Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
good roll, good putt.
If you're just joining us, let's take you out to our featured golfer at the 5th. Frank, you know this. You can't win a tournament in the first round, but you can lose it. As we catch up with our featured golfer, they need to turn this around just to make the cut.
And turn it around now. Oh, that was sweet. Straight down the middle.
Frank, what do your eyes tell you as you look at this second shot here at the 5th hole at Oakmont?
Well, it's another typical U.S. Open second shot where often you're not looking at the flag. You're trying to pick that section, which is about 7 or 8 yards on the front right of that green, and then you can see what the green will do with it. And if you come in with a shorter club, it'll stop, won't roll as much. A longer club, it will curve around to the left a little more. This is all about finding that spot rather than hitting it at the flag.
Just a bit left of the hole location.
Should still be okay.
That will be a great look at birdie. 12 feet still to go. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Could use this one. This is for par. Good, solid par right there. Frank, what's the pros' take on the first par 3 here at Oakmont, the 6th, at just under 200 yards?
Oh, it's a real beauty. Very narrow in the front. You can see how it pinches in so close. It starts to widen up, but even to try and carry that bunker on the right side, there's very few players in the world that could hit it that high and manage to stop the ball in that corner. Once again, you're trying to thread it through that avenue at the front of this green. It's a tough par 3.
Don't want to miss it right here.
No.
Good swing, good shot yet again.
Well, it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Not in the fairway, but not too bad, just in that first cut. Well, the stats say that is a green hit in regulation, but it's not yet a par on the card. Very tough putt coming up. Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. So frustrating sometimes on the greens, isn't it? Drop shot here at the 6th. Locked in on the read and the speed. Wow, almost fell within just a few inches of dropping. So, with that, 3 over par now for the round. A par 4 7th, 434 yards. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing. Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Trying to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. This long putt for birdie could be a tough one here. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
Just 5 feet left. Don't be short. Just another couple of turns, Frank. So just a formality here. That's a bogey. Well, that'll do it for day number 1, and a tough start for some of those who were hoping for better things.
Yeah, slow start, surprisingly, really, and hard to put your finger on why, because we saw a lot of good golf, but now, outside looking in, we'll need to play well tomorrow.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Pittsburgh Invitational. Here at the par 3 13th, we're ready to tee off. It's 183 yards. Headed for the bunker. Frankie's missed the green here in regulation, but still hasn't missed the chance to make the par.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he's got this shot in his toolbox coming up.
All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
He'll need to be strong with this.
I mean, this skill and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Wow, that hurt.
It did. Shot gone forever.
Bit of a disappointment there. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. That is a double bogey. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. We're at the 14th hole at Oakmont Country Club. Frank, it's only 358 yards. How good is the scoring opportunity here?
This is certainly one of the best chances on the back nine here for birdie, that's for sure, Rich. Just a long iron off the tee there, threaded in between bunkers that adorn both sides of this fairway. To set up to what you would say on Oakmont standards is a relatively gentle green.
Getting some sand in the shoes now. We're a second straight hole. He's in the bunker. Digs in, ready for the bunker shot.
Yeah, second shot here. Just try and aim a little bit behind that ball, an inch or two.
Might need a shovel soon. You know how to play this shot, Frank, right? You keep your chin up, you look down your nose at the ball, you have to pick it cleanly, and keep your head still. Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he's thinking on that.
Well, this is how you build a good round, Frank. You just keep hitting greens.
Really? This is an awkward length.
I don't know, maybe lifted right there, just sort of peaked. This from about 10 feet. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. Well, once you hit double to par, it's time to just pick up and move on. Ball teed up at the 15th. It's a par 4 of 499 yards. Not the best shot, this one in the rough, but still will have a play from there. Ends up in the first cut, and he'll have a pretty good look at the whole location from here.
Surely not.
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Looks like he just misread that. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Tough game, Frank. You can hit 300-yard drives and miss 3-foot putts.
Yeah, there's the ecstasy, and that's the agony.
Frank, it's been that kind of a tournament. Another bogey.
Yeah, it's not exactly a small gap between that player there and the rest of the field. That gap's got to feel like the Grand Canyon right now.
Yet another demanding hole here at Oakmont. The par 3 16th, 231-yard par 3. Frank calls for a well-struck long iron.
It certainly does. It's going to favor something that's hit a little higher and a little softer. If you could just mentally cut this green in half and just sort of look at the left half of this green, that's really the best way to play this hole. And the reason why is the general contours all move to the right. That ball can still funnel down to the right side of the green. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Into the thick stuff. That's a difficult lie. Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Well, that's a little absurd, that, Rich. That shot wasn't that hard, but it's come up well short.
Didn't appear committed through impact. How about that shot right there from that lie in the rough to not get that close? That's good. Been a rocky round. 17th hole at Oakmont, par 4. Only 313 yards, and yet, Frank, it was so pivotal. The last U.S. Open played here in 2007.
It was pivotal for a lot of different reasons. Strategy being one. Some elected to go down the right side with just a mid-iron. Others went directly at the green, did not get the ball up and down. Furyk and Tiger Woods come to mind in that situation. You can see the green's just perched up there. If you do lay it up, you don't quite get a full look at this green because you have to lay it up down that right side.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole.
Mr. Ball does not meet Mr. Fairway. It's off, 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 rough.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Settles in over the putt. Frank, this game will drive you crazy.
Yeah, you can do so many things right, and then just something so simple, completely wrong.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Frank, you know full well, this can be a humbling game.
And an embarrassing game.
Great finishing hole here at Oakmont, Frank, the 18th.
I remember back in 1994, this was the last hole in a U.S. Open ever played by Arnold Palmer. You couldn't pick a better finishing hole to win a championship or say farewell.
Long drive, but a bad lie.
Wicked.
We are about 170 yards from the hole. Frank, obviously way too much club there.
You got to think something like that, or at least misread the wind. This is never going to sit down.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Well, the stats say that is a green hit in regulation, but it's not yet a par on the card. Very tough putt coming up. This is a cross-country special. So a tough way to close the round, missing a short putt and a bogey here at 18. Right about 9 feet here to the hole. Ooh, good effort right there. Almost made it. Clean this up with a tap. Everything has gone wrong today. Just continues to be ugly. Missed cut. What happened, Frank?
Just not good enough. That's the easy way. Way too many shots out there, especially for that caliber of play. So put it in the memory banks, move forward, better days ahead.